Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the brand new season, the brand new year of WWE 2k14 Universe Mode. I am BrendenPlayz. This is the night after Wrestlemania, which means tonight is the draft night. There will be numerous different transactions happening between the two different brands. Who will we see go to Raw? Who will we see go to Smackdown? Who's going to switch brands? Who's going to go to the blue? Who's going to go to the red? We'll find out tonight. But first of all, I want to say, if you haven't already, you have to go and check out Wrestlemania 30. It was a huge, monumental show. 3 hours long. It was gigantic. The biggest episode of Universe Mode ever. And perhaps one of the most successful episodes of Universe Mode ever. A ton of new subscribers. Over 600 likes on the video. Over 30,000 views on the video in only a matter of a few days. So incredible numbers. Great results from Wrestlemania 30. So a lot of upsets, I think, happened. I know a lot of you guys are upset about the submissions, how many submission holds finished the matches. Well, I'm going to apologize for that straight away. I didn't like it either, trust me, but it was either that or I go back and keep replaying the matches over and over until we get a decent finish. So I wasn't really going to do that because that wouldn't be a genuine, it wouldn't be genuine, you know. If let's say Batista versus Ryback, let's say Ryback won, but it wasn't a good finish, then I replayed the match, but Batista won it, and it was a good finish, then it wouldn't be the actual winner of the match now, would it? So, apologies for that, but it's a new year now. Let's try to focus on the next coming pay-per-view, which will be Extreme Rules. So, what exactly is going to happen tonight? Triple H is going to tell us all about tonight's draft, how it's going to work. So, I'll hand it over to the game. Tonight is draft night. Tonight is the night where superstars will be changing brands, getting a new opportunity to make a name for themselves in the business. The draft night is what is best for business. But what is not best for business is what happened last night at WrestleMania 30. Randy Orton defeated the Authority's champion, Brock Lesnar. He defeated Lesnar. Luckily, he got very lucky that night. Lesnar does not make the same mistake twice. So Randy, watch your back, because I'm telling you right now, Brock Lesnar is coming for you. But tonight is draft night, and how is it going to work? It's pretty simple. There will be matches, 6 in fact, all contesting for draft picks. Raw versus Smackdown, interpromotional matches. Which means, for example, Batista versus Randy Orton will be our main event tonight, champion versus champion. This means that if Batista wins, Smackdown will get the draft pick, but if Raw wins, they will get the draft pick. The draft picks will be drawn at random, and random superstars will be allocated to the brand that wins the draft pick. Now, I have been informed that Edge, the rated R superstar, the winning brand general manager of the 6-man tag team match at WrestleMania, will be using his draft pick later on in the show. So at the end of the show, we will find out who exactly he picked as his number 1 pick in the 2014 draft. So without further ado, let's get the show started. Well, there you have it, folks. It's pretty simple. Each match is going to be Raw versus Smackdown. The winner of the match will earn their respective brand a draft pick. So, this is going to be a big show, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, if you haven't seen WrestleMania, you have to see it before you click on any further. But here is exactly what happened last night at WrestleMania on the Raw brand. Randy Orton is our WWE champion. He defeated Brock Lesnar for the championship. Big upset there, I thought. Big E somehow retained his title in a 6-man over-the-top battle royal. The Shield beat Edge and Christian for the tag belts, and Oksana retained her championship. So here's a few contenders that the game has got set up for us. Who's going to be the contenders for each belt? As you can see, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, Otanga, Awesome Riders, Driven Woods, so Natalya, AJ. So there's plenty of contenders there. But you'd have to probably say a lot of rematches are going to occur at Extreme Rules. But here's the card. Champion versus champion again. Henry versus Big E. Of course, the winner will get a draft pick for their brand. Intercontinental champion versus the United States champion. That's going to be a very interesting match indeed. I'm looking forward to that one. So that'll kick the show off. The Shield will take on the Wyatt family, and it will be a 2-on-2 tag team match. Ambrose and Bray Wyatt will be in their respective teams' corners.
Fatal 4-way match for the Divas Championship. What about this? Oksana will defend against Paige, Naomi, and Brie Bella. The first time we're seeing Naomi on Universe Mode, and Paige, we haven't seen her for a while. Neither have we seen Brie Bella, really. Ryback will take on Brock Lesnar. Edge, the SmackDown GM, will be in Ryback's corner, and Paul Heyman, the Raw GM, will be in Brock Lesnar's corner. And a 6-man tag team match, 3MB. They want to seek their revenge. They felt as though they deserved a match against the Dream Team at WrestleMania. They'll take each other on. And like Triple H said, champion versus champion, Batista versus Randy Orton. Who will win that match? The World Heavyweight Champion taking on the WWE Champion. That is going to be one hell of a match. That's our main event tonight for today's show. But first of all, the first matchup, Henry versus Big E. Who's going to get the first draft pick? Mark Henry. So SmackDown will get the first draft pick. Here it is. Fandango is going to be a brand new contender for Mark Henry over on SmackDown. The Shield versus the Wyatt family. Who wins? Raw. They win a draft pick. So who will be our next draftee? Wow, that is huge. Sheamus is going to Raw. Can you believe it? What a victory for Raw. They've got a huge pick on their side now as the Dream Team, they knock off 3MB. Here we go again. Wow, that is a kick to the stomach of Edge. His buddy, his best friend Christian is going to Raw. Wow, we all thought probably Edge would give Christian a big push now that he's the SmackDown GM, but he's not going to be able to do that. Paul Heyman, he's got the scalp of Christian now. That's huge. So Sheamus and Christian going to Raw. Fandango is going to SmackDown. A couple of guys, well, 3 guys there, all being underutilized in my book here on the WWE Universe Mode. So this is a big opportunity for all 3 of those men. Here comes Oksana. She managed to defend her championship at WrestleMania against Natalya in the pre-show. Good match, I thought. A lot of you guys probably didn't like it, but I actually really enjoyed that one. And here comes Naomi. And I kind of messed up the entrance video there. I actually haven't ever used Naomi, so this is the first for me too. I don't even know what she looked like. So I'll fix that up eventually. But here comes Naomi. Now Paige. So a couple of divas we haven't seen for quite some time or at all. So I can tell you right now, there's a lot of new divas going to be debuting now. I went ahead and downloaded a lot of new divas. So a lot of the divas that we've seen before in Universe Mode, but not for a long time because I haven't been bothered to get a creator wrestler of them. But now I have them. And Brie Bella coming out now, former Divas champion. She held the championship for all of one day. She held the title, then she won the title at SummerSlam, I believe, but she wasn't in WWE 2k14 at the beginning, so we had to give the title back to AJ Lee by default. So, Divas title on the line, fatal 4-way match here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Divas, of course, are the only remaining people, the only remaining wrestlers that will be competing on both shows. So, tag teams now will be split apart. They used to compete on both shows, but not really. A lot of the tag teams kind of stuck towards their brand. Only in rare occasions would they branch over to the brand. But they are now stuck to their specific brands now. It's going to be a complete brand split for the tag team division, as the second tag team championship belts will be added in. When they'll be added in, I believe it's going to be announced on the next episode of Universe Mode by Edge, I would assume. So we'll have to wait and see who exactly he names as the tag champ, or will we see some kind of tournament or something for it? I don't know, but that'll be interesting to see. So that was another big news piece coming out of WrestleMania. So look, the draft tonight, it's pretty simple. This match here we have right now, it will be for a draft pick. So Oksana's from SmackDown. I believe Brie Bella's from Raw. I think Naomi's from SmackDown, and I believe Paige is from Raw. So the winner of this match will not only win the Divas Championship, they'll win their brand a draft pick. So that's pretty big big news, big implications on the line here, so big stakes. So we saw the Dream Team, they beat 3MB just before, and of course the Dream Team, they lost to, they've kind of been dubbed as the powerhouse team, Cesaro, Sheamus, and Goldberg. Now Sheamus, he's on Raw now, so how convenient that is. Maybe he'll get punished for helping SmackDown get the win over the Raw. But the Dream Team kind of, made up for their big loss at WrestleMania by beating 3MB here tonight, winning the Raw brand a draft pick. So will that kind of sway Paul Heyman's favor back towards the Dream Team? Will Paul Heyman forgive them? Maybe. I think maybe. That's a big win for the Dream Team. They kind of needed that, otherwise there were dead men walking here on Raw. So they're probably begging to get drafted over to SmackDown. I don't know if any of them will. We'll have to wait and see. But big win for the Dream Team anyways. So Sheamus here on Raw now. He's made the switch, and that was a big needed switch, I think, for Sheamus. He was really in limbo. He never really got going in Universe Mode. I mean, he did get the one huge victory over the Big Show at Money in the Bank, but other than that, he never really got going. He just kind of was there. So I think coming to Raw, getting an opportunity to face the WWE Champion, Randy Orton, in the future perhaps, will be a big career move for Sheamus. So who knows, he may even compete against the United States Champion Big E as well. So that'll be very interesting to see who exactly he challenges for and how exactly he approaches the brand switch. And of course Christian, well, what about Christian? How unlucky is he? He was probably going to get a World Championship match because Edge, his best friend, was in charge of SmackDown, and as soon as Christian gets a little bit of power behind him, it's gone in a blink of an eye because Paul Heyman and Raw, they picked up Christian. And Christian, he's another guy who never really got going on SmackDown either. He had a couple opportunities for the Intercontinental Championship, never really succeeded, and never could make the change to the main event scene. And Fandango has been the king of coming runner-up in Battle Royals. Other than that, he's really done nothing. So him going to SmackDown could be a blessing in disguise as well, and perhaps he can challenge Henry down the line for an Intercontinental Championship match. So all three of those brand switches, I think, are certainly in favor of the superstars. As Oksana breaks up that pinfall attempt there by Naomi, I believe, on Paige. As Brie Bella's in the corner, she's staggering up. Hang on, roll up, shoulders down, 2 count. Oh, counter. Naomi now has got Paige down. Gets it! 3 count! Wow! We have a new champion! Just like that. The counter there from the attempted roll-up. The shoulders are down. Naomi countered, and Paige has been pinned by the new Divas champion, Naomi, in her first night here in WWE Universe Mode. Naomi has done it. She is the new Divas champion. Oksana's title reign has come to an end, and she was not even pinned. That's the rules of the Fatal 4-Way, baby. And unfortunately, Oksana, she's lost her title. I mean, Oksana was looking really good. A big victory over Natalya. But now Naomi swooped in. She's stolen. She's taken the Divas title away. She's your new Divas champion. And you know what that means as well. SmackDown gets a draft pick on top of that. So big victory for Naomi. Who is going to go to SmackDown? Let's find out. Oh my god, John Cena is going to SmackDown. One member of the Dream Team is headed over to SmackDown. Wow, what a pickup for the Blue Brand. And speaking of the Blue Brand, here it's his king. Well, I guess you could say the former king of SmackDown, Ryback, the former World Heavyweight Champion, coming out. He's going to face his buddy, the former WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar. Remember, these guys were teaming up a couple of weeks before WrestleMania for the Authority, taking on Orton and Batista. Now they're going to face off against each other tonight. Ryback, he's got Edge in his corner. This is a bit of a general manager versus general manager match. Paul Heyman's going to be in Lesnar's corner, so Edge decided to make it a bit more fair and join Ryback here tonight. Probably didn't really want to, but I guess Ryback is representing SmackDown tonight, so any hard feelings behind Ryback or towards Ryback will be gone tonight, because it is former champion versus former champion. It is for the draft pick. And here comes the man, Brock Lesnar. Well, he is going to be one pissed off man, and he's going to have a lot of heat with the Authority right now. because Brock Lesnar lost the WWE Championship, the longest reign in the history of WWE Universe Mode, the greatest reign of all time, has come to an end, and perhaps the Raw Superstar of the Year, according to the Slammy Awards voting. By the way, the Slammy Awards voting is now available on my forums, BrendenPlayz.com/forums. I'm going to do a video about it later on, but there is a lot of topics available for you to vote on already. I'll put a link to that in the description down below, including Raw Superstar of the Year and Smackdown Superstar of the Year, where both of these men are heavy contenders, heavy favorites to win that respective voting. So go over there and vote, BrendenPlayz.com/forums. A link to it be in the description down below. There's a full section on a number of Slammy Award voting categories that you can vote for. Put your vote down and have your say on what happens in this year's Universe Mode and who was the best of the best. But anyways, SmackDown versus Raw again here. SmackDown just picked up John Cena. So, I mean, look, John Cena, former WWE Champion, he's done it all. The only man that was really able to conquer John Cena was Brock Lesnar, the man in the ring right now. And as soon as Brock Lesnar got his hands on John Cena, he destroyed him. And ever since Cena lost to Lesnar, he's been on a downward spiral. I mean, he just could not get going. In fact, he went on a massive losing streak. I think it was like 2 or 3 months where he just could not buy a match. He teamed up with the Dream Team in recent times. He had a bit of luck, a bit of success, but he was beaten again at the main stage at Wrestlemania. So Cena just kind of needs to change the scenery, I think, and him going to SmackDown might be the best thing for him. And he can go over and fight Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. I tell you what, SmackDown is stacked right now, man. You got Undertaker, Batista, Ryback, Cesaro, Chris Jericho. I tell you what, it's going to be hard to get yourself in that main event scene if you're John Cena. And Cena might need to try and win a lot of big matches to get himself in the world title picture. Otherwise, he may have just gone to SmackDown for no reason. So, who knows? But we may see some of those top guys come over the Raw later on. I don't know. But John Cena to SmackDown is probably the biggest possible trade you could do, the biggest possible draft you could do in this draft, but probably the most needed one and probably the most requested one. You know, I looked at your draft suggestions over at the forums, and a lot of you guys are saying Cena needs to go, Cena needs to go, and well, lo and behold, Cena's going. So, will one of these two men go though? I mean, you'd have to say both these guys deserve a World Heavyweight Championship and a WWE Championship matchup against their respective opponents at Extreme Rules. They both lost their titles last night at WrestleMania, so you'd have to assume that both these guys want a rematch. So if one of these guys gets drafted over, will they get a rematch? Or will they, you know, lose out on their opportunity to have their rematch clause? I have no idea. And we all know the Authority's going to treat Brock Lesnar good. You know, look, worst comes to worst, Lesnar goes to SmackDown. I'd be assured that Triple H would try to do a deal with Edge to get Lesnar in the main event over there. And Ryback has done good for the Authority as well, so I think Ryback will be treated pretty well if he comes over to Raw. I don't know if he'll become a new Authority figure, but I would say that that would give him a good opportunity to make a name for himself here on the Red Brand, here on Monday Night Raw. So I think both these men will be okay if they do get drafted, but it's interesting that both these guys were teaming up not long ago. Now they have to battle it out. I guess that's the draft for you. It's brand versus brand, friend versus friend, all in the name of a big draft pick for their respective brands. So Ryback, I think him losing to Batista last night was a bit of a shock in my book. You know, Ryback being the king of SmackDown, he's gone through everybody there is to go through, and to him go down to Batista, he'll be very disappointed in that. And you have to probably watch for Ryback. I think Ryback could go on a big downward spiral. We've seen that many, many times with champions. As soon as they lose their belt, they lose and lose and lose. So Ryback needs to make sure that he can continue to find the victories that he needs to get himself going. Otherwise, Ryback could be in a lot of danger. And for Lesnar, well, if he goes to SmackDown, will he have to go full-time? Will Edge treat him the way that Paul Heyman has been treating him here on Raw? I have no idea. I would surely say no. I think Edge would make him compete full-time. So Lesnar's going to want to stay here on Raw so he gets that royalty treatment here from Paul Heyman. And if he does go to SmackDown, Lesnar may be in a bit of trouble. I don't think he'll be given, you know, all the luxury and all the ability just to wrestle on pay-per-view only. You know, Lesnar's going to have to prove himself all over again to a whole brand new crop of superstars. So Lesnar, he's going to want to stay here on Raw and get his revenge against Randy Orton. And Randy Orton betrayed the Authority, of course. Randy Orton betrayed Triple H, betrayed Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar and Triple H, they're going to want to get their revenge. Paul Heyman as well. So the best man to do it is Brock Lesnar. I mean, he is the man. Here we go. Shoulders down here on Ryback though. 1. And a kick out of 1. Of course, the managers, again, they're going to get involved in this one. They will not want to have their respective clients lose here tonight. They're going to want to keep every opportunity they have of winning a draft pick in this matchup. The draft picks are gold right now. And I believe Edge... No, actually, no. I think the referee is talking to Edge. I thought the referee might have sent him away. I don't think he has just quite yet. But the draft picks, they are absolute gold. You know, you need to win every draft pick you can possibly get. Of course, if you're wondering, the draft will continue on the next episode of Universe Mode as well. So there will only be a number of draft picks here tonight. Of course, there'll be a draft pick for every match here tonight. And of course, there'll be the one extra one later on the show. At the end of the show, we're going to see who exactly Smackdown drafted as their number 1 pick. Who exactly Edge picked. So, and of course, Edge, he gets the opportunity to pick whatever tag team he wants as well to represent his brand. So, we'll have to wait and find out who exactly he picked. Well, actually, no, I can confirm now that Edge picked the Wyatt family because earlier on in the show, the Wyatts took on the Shield, and the Wyatts were representing SmackDown. So Triple H forgot to tell us all that Edge picked the Wyatt family, but I can confirm right now, Edge chose the Wyatt family as his tag team to come over to his brand. As Ryback's got Brock Lesnar up for the shell shock, hits it, down goes Ryback, down goes Brock Lesnar. That could be it. Ryback's gonna beat Lesnar, but no, Paul Heyman's gonna get involved. He was always gonna get involved in that one. Hang on, I think the referee. He's not too happy with Heyman right now. Oh, I think he's told Heyman to get out of here. Heyman's gone. Heyman is gone. So we may see a fair fight here for Ryback. But Ryback's got... He's in trouble. Brock Lesnar with the F5. That's going to be it. Lesnar with the F5. He's taken down Ryback. He's going to go for the pinfall. Here we go. But Edge, he gets involved. Referee. What's he going to say about Edge? I think... Is Edge in trouble? Yes! Edge is gone! Edge is out of here! So both GMs are out of here. Both GMs have to leave the building. It's going to be a fair fight. Who's going to win? Lesnar or Ryback? Here we go. Roll up. Shoulders down. 1, 2. No, kick out of 2. I thought for a moment Lesnar had that. A quick sneaky pinfall. Backbreaker now to follow up now to Ryback. Lesnar needs this victory just to kind of keep himself going. It's another rare Raw appearance here. We don't see Lesnar compete too often on Raw. In recent times, he has. Cover and a kick out of 2. We've seen Lesnar try and, I guess you could say, impress the Authority. Tell the world that he can compete without the Authority's help. He had Triple H in his corner at Mania. It still didn't help him because Lesnar, he still couldn't retain the championship. So I think Lesnar's got something to prove here. He's got a point to prove that he doesn't need the Authority's help. And I'll tell you what, if he went to SmackDown, he's not going to get any help. So if he went to SmackDown and won the championship, it will just show the world that he does not need anybody's help. It's just Brock Lesnar being Brock Lesnar. Hang on. Pinfall. Sorry, a submission here. My bad. And I think the Kimura lock. And Ryback's tapping. You see his right arm is tapped in the corner there. Referee rings the bell. Lesnar wins. That means Raw wins another draft pick. Wow. Raw is dominating here tonight. What a victory. Well, they needed that one. I tell you that because Brock Lesnar, he just needed that confidence win. He needed that confidence boost to keep him going. I mean, Ryback needed the win as well, but I felt as though Lesnar just had more of a point to prove tonight. He had to get the job done for the Authority, make sure that the Authority could trust him to be their man, and he got the job here tonight. He got it done, and he won the match for his brand. So Brock Lesnar wins another draft pick for Monday Night Raw. So who's going to be the next draft pick? That's going to be interesting to see. We're going to find out in a moment. But big victory for Lesnar. He defeated the former World Heavyweight Champion Ryback. Will we see Ryback get his revenge against Batista? We'll find out in the upcoming episode of Universe Mode on SmackDown. But Lesnar versus Orton, we know for a fact that's not going to be over with. So will Brock Lesnar finish the job against Randy Orton at Extreme Rules? We'll find out. But for now, here's the next draft pick. Well, I tell you what, Monday Night Raw is absolutely killing it tonight. Sheamus, Christian, and now Chris Jericho. Well, Chris Jericho couldn't win the big one last night against The Undertaker, but I tell you what, coming back to Raw, Chris Jericho used to be on Raw. He went to Smackdown, and he couldn't win the big one over there, so I don't know what Chris Jericho's going to do with himself. Now he's coming back to Raw. We'll have to wait and see if he can finally win the big one here, but here comes Batista. Tell you what, this man won the big one last night. He defeated the former World Heavyweight Champion Ryback. We just saw Ryback in action. But Batista is our new World Heavyweight Champion. And what a match that was. And Batista proving the world that he has come back, and he's come back a winner. His comeback has been successful. A lot of us questioned that Batista didn't exactly deserve to be in the main event. Didn't do enough. But Ryback, he underestimated Batista. He thought, oh yeah, this will be an easy victory. But as it turned out to be, it was not. And you want to talk about an upset, this man, Randy Orton, the former SmackDown General Manager, yes, you heard that correctly, former SmackDown GM Randy Orton, the former Authority yes man, he was a firm figure of the Authority, and of course Randy Orton, he spent a lot of time away from the WWE, being retired thanks to The Rock. He finally got his revenge against The Rock and decided to make a play for the WWE Championship just to cap off a successful return. And of course Randy Orton is the front runner to win Return of the Year on the Slammy Awards voting as well. So Randy Orton, what a comeback he's had. WWE Champion for the first time here on Universe Mode. He's won Championship Gold. He needed this victory. He finally beat Brock Lesnar. He finally got the big victory he's needed in his career. He's finally got Championship Gold around his waist here in the series. And what a way to start the new year. Defeating Brock Lesnar, ending Brock Lesnar's streak, and ending the chokehold that the Authority has on the WWE. Randy Orton, he's got a tough road ahead of him now. Of course, Batista being thrown at him tonight, the World Heavyweight Champion, but you know Randy Orton is going to cop it from Triple H and Paul Heyman, the Authority, because he has betrayed the Authority. He may be the champion now, but that does not mean he is safe. He's safe from the draft, but he's not safe from the Authority's backlash. So here tonight, Batista is going to try and take down Randy Orton. Of course, Batista and Randy Orton, they teamed up in the weeks before WrestleMania as well, similar to the Ryback Brock Lesnar situation. So two friends kind of going at it again. I don't know if they'd probably say friends, but two allies, I guess you could say. They had similar enemies, so they decided to team up to try and take them down. And they were very unsuccessful as a tag team. They were terrible as a tag team. They got dominated by Ryback and Brock Lesnar. But as it turned out to be, they both won their respective single matches at WrestleMania. So I guess that's all that matters. They are both the new world champions here on Universe Mode. Batista representing the blue brand. He dethroned, he killed the king. He destroyed the king of SmackDown. And Randy Orton, he beat the streak. He beat Brock Lesnar's undefeated pay-per-view streak. He pretty much killed the Authority. And I know Triple H is going to be gunning for him, but I think Randy Orton's capable of doing it. He can certainly hold up his own. So at WrestleMania, Randy Orton, he got the win he needed, but now he's going to have to continue winning. Otherwise, the Authority, they'll be back in charge here. So the only thing that's kind of keeping the Authority out of power right now is the WWE Championship. And they can't exactly go to SmackDown and have all the power over there either, because Ryback, he's no longer the world champion. Batista's the champion. So unless they can somehow convince Batista to join the Authority's ranks, SmackDown's no longer an option either. So right now, both brands, the titles are back in the hands of the people. So the Authority, they have to find someone that can beat these guys and do it quickly. Otherwise, the Authority's dominance will come to an end. So I tell you what, it's going to be hard to beat these two guys. And Ryback and Brock Lesnar both couldn't do it at WrestleMania. If those two guys can't do it, who honestly can? And Ryback and Brock Lesnar have been the two most successful champions in Universe Mode. You probably could say Wade Barrett might be more successful than Ryback, but other than that, Ryback has been one hell of a world champion. He's held the World Heavyweight Championship for the longest out of everyone else. Of course, the Big Show was the second longest title reign holder, and he only got half the reign that Ryback got. And of course, Brock Lesnar, he held the title for nearly the whole series. So Brock Lesnar, he is the man. But for Randy Orton and Batista to both beat Ryback and Brock Lesnar, that's one hell of an achievement for these men individually. So what a victory for those two guys at WrestleMania. But now for tonight, it's champion versus champion, world champion versus WWE champion. Which brand is the superior out of the two? Will it be Raw or will it be SmackDown? Of course, after this match, we'll find out who exactly SmackDown got as their #1 draft pick in the show. Edge has decided he wants to wait to the end. He doesn't want to keep. He wants to keep everyone waiting. He doesn't want Raw to find out who exactly he got at the beginning. So he'll be waiting. He'll be waiting it out, and we'll find out who exactly Edge gets at the final moments of this episode. As another Luther Press takes down Batista, does Randy Orton. So an even match here to kick this one off in the main event of the draft. Of course, next episode, like I said, will be another draft pick. We'll have main event, and we'll have SmackDown, and there'll be various matches on the card that will have draft picks involved. Not every match will have a draft pick match, and we'll have a couple of other normal standard matches, but there'll be a number of matches that will be inter-promotional matches that will be brand versus brand, and you'll see a few more draft picks being made, and that will cap off the draft. I'm not exactly sure if I'll do, you know how WWE used to do that draft online, you know, everyone that didn't make the TV draft, we'll draft them over online. I'm not exactly sure if I'll do that. I can't think of the word right now, but I'll probably do some of those. I don't know, maybe I'll think about it. If there's some guys that felt as though need drafting, or we haven't had enough superstars being drafted to the show, and I want to spice it up a little more, maybe I'll do some more draft picks. So we'll have to wait and see. And if there's an uneven draft, then I probably need to sort that out as well. So who knows? We'll see. Because right now we have Raw, I think, has got the advantage right now. So if they win this match, it's going to be even bigger an advantage. So if there is that kind of situation, or if you guys want to see a few more draft picks being added, let me know in the comment section down below. Probably not in this video, because the next video will have a few more as well. But after the next video, if you're not satisfied, you want to see, you know, a few more extra draft picks, then I will probably post them up over my website, and I'll tell you about them in the next video as well. So stay tuned for that. And of course, my website's BrendenPlayz.com. If you haven't heard of that, I plugged in enough anyways. But Batista, wow, oh my god, what a clothesline, taking down Randy Orton here. This is a close match. We've got a bit of blood here, I believe, on Randy Orton's skull. So, is it Batista? It might have been Batista, actually. I don't know. Here's a bear hug. Of course, Goldberg won the draft pick for Friday Night SmackDown with the bear hug against Daniel Bryan on at WrestleMania in the 6-man tag team match. So the bear hug has been used quite well. And of course, you guys corrected me. You all said that Batista actually had a submission hold. I think it was called the Beast Bite or the Batista Bite or something like that. I'll tell you what, I've never even heard of that. I never even knew Batista had a submission hold. And you guys are telling me that he used it in like 2009, 2010, and I actually didn't watch WWE in that time, so I was never going to know that he actually had a submission hold. So that's news to me. I thought Batista only had 3 moves, so I'm surprised. As he went for one of those moves, that was Batista Bomb. Orton countered. Now Orton's thinking about going for the RKO. And is he going to hit it? Yes! Orton hits it! RKO. Batista's bleeding like an absolute pig right now. Look at the blood streaming out of his skull. And oh my god, Batista kicked out of the RKO. Wow. I would not have expected that. The world champion proving to everyone why exactly he is the world champion. He kicked out of the RKO. And Orton, what's he going to try and do here? He's stomping away. Stomping away on Batista. You can see Batista's skull. He's bleeding furiously right now. Orton going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. That's it. The stomps is enough. Batista can't take any more pain. Batista's bleeding as is. He's had enough. He probably doesn't care. He's the world champion. He doesn't care who's on his show. He's going to lay down for Orton here tonight, which means another draft pick goes to Monday Night Raw's way. What a victory for Raw, and what a victory for Orton. Champion versus champion, Randy Orton is the better out of the two. So, Raw proving its dominance here tonight. They may not have won at WrestleMania 30. Of course, SmackDown will forever have bragging rights over that matchup at WrestleMania, but Raw having bragging rights here tonight at the draft. And they've picked up another draft win, so we'll see a Raw and then a SmackDown draft pick to end the episode. So, will Raw pick up another superstar? I don't know. Will we see... well, who else is there? I mean, Raw has nearly cleaned up SmackDown right now, so who knows? But we'll go and find out who exactly Raw gets. So, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next episode. Thanks, guys, for watching.